Did you know that Yang Lanlan is hiding far more secrets than anyone imagined? Her fleet of luxury supercars and lavish villas are registered under the names of offshore shell companies and secret trusts, with asset concealment schemes carried out in astonishingly sophisticated ways. What's more, the person who showed up at the police station wasn't her at all. It was very likely a carefully arranged stand-in. In fact, the Yang Lanlan case has forced the Chinese Communist Party authorities to repeatedly make major concessions to Australia, all to ensure her true identity remains hidden. The reason? Her identity is directly tied to Australia's national security. A legal expert well-versed in British, American, and Australian law has confirmed that only one person has the power to pull off something of this scale. Join us today as we pull back the curtain on the truth. On August 11th, the Court and the Tribunal of New South Wales, Australia, announced that Yang Lanlan's bail came with no financial conditions. The spokesperson stated that her bail conditions included surrendering her passport, reporting regularly to the police station, not leaving her residence at night, and not driving, among other restrictions. In other words, Yang Lanlan was granted bail without paying a single cent. Responding to reporters' questions, the spokesperson said that online rumors claiming Yang Lanlan had posted AUD 70 million in bail were false, and that the figure of AUD 270 billion in bank deposits could not be verified. However, he declined to give any details about Yang Lanlan's identity. So, who exactly is Yang Lanlan? That remains a mystery. Bodyguards and nominal parents. On August 12th, a rumor suddenly began circulating online in mainland China, claiming that Yang Lanlan is Taiwanese, allegedly the daughter of Yang Zhengxiong, chairman of the so-called Zhengxiong Group in Taiwan, and a woman named Lin Shuhui. Many mainland netizens jumped on the bandwagon, fueling the speculation. However, upon investigation, it turned out to be untrue. No such Zhengxiong Group exists in Taiwan. In fact, in Taiwan, the only publicly known person with the name Yang Zhengxiong is a man in his 70s, serving as chairman of the Taiwan Billiards Association, with no ties to any corporate enterprise. One mainland netizen even remarked that, judging from Yang Lanlan's aura, any ordinary person can tell she's one of ours. In his personal media program, Zhang Wangjing, a man living in Australia, claimed that a friend in Sydney knew Yang Lanlan. According to him, she took her mother's surname, and her school records list only her mother's information, making her an illegitimate child of some unnamed official. Yang Lanlan's true background remains a mystery. However, there are two key pieces of information worth noting. First, Yang Lanlan's bodyguard appears to have been identified. His name is Yang Jianbang. At 14, he entered the Shaolin Temple to learn martial arts. At 18, he joined the armed police in Henan Province, later being transferred to Beijing. He went on to study martial arts at the Chengdu Sports Institute, winning 16 national Sanda Chinese kickboxing championships and 3 world combat titles. He served as captain of China's Special Operations Unit, a criminal police officer, chief instructor for national police competitions, and head of regional security teams. Nicknamed the #1 kick of the Central Plains and ranked first among the top 10 famous detectives of Foshan, Yang Jianbang became a private bodyguard for a certain prominent family after retiring from service, and is now the personal bodyguard of Yang Lanlan. Second, there's the matter of a mysterious Chinese couple in Australia 5 years ago, Lan Junlin, 26, and Yan Hairu, 29. In 2017, they spent USD 10 million to buy a 2-story apartment at the Swissôtel in Sydney's Central Business District, a residence once owned by Japanese businessman Shigenobu Yatsumoto. Just 3 years later, according to the UK's Daily Telegraph, November 16, 2020, the couple spent USD 24.6 million, outbidding 24 other buyers, to acquire a massive mansion in Vaucluse. The property features 5 bedrooms, 4 parking spaces, a tropical garden, a swimming pool, a tennis court, and panoramic harbor views. Vaucluse is the wealthy neighborhood where Yang Lanlan currently resides, and the sale set the record for the most expensive house ever auctioned in Australia. The record-breaking figure astonished Sotheby's Sydney international real estate agent Michael Pallier. But what shocked him even more was that, After purchasing it, the couple planned to demolish the mansion and build a new one. Considering the house was built in 2005, it was clear they were after the land itself. Such a move recalls the actions of Zheng Wei, son of former Chinese Vice President Zheng Qinghong, who bought a Sydney mansion for $32.4 million and planned to spend an additional $5 million on renovations, plans that were ultimately rejected by local authorities. The Lanlan couple's move was strikingly similar, which begs the question, who has both the financial means and the influence to carry out such moves? Apollo News commentator Wang Duran revealed after investigation that Lan and Yang are co-directors and co-owners of an investment company called Hongjia, registered in 2017. Last year, the pair also established another entity called MK4 Real Limited. Yet, their true identities remain shrouded in mystery. Wang noted that the couple consists of one person surnamed Yan and one surnamed Lan. In China, it is common to name children by combining the parents' surnames, sometimes adding another character. If that's the case, their child could be named Yang Lan or Yang Lanlan. Could this Yang Lan or Yang Lanlan be connected to the Yang Lanlan involved in the car accident case? Given their ages, it's unlikely the couple are her biological parents, but could she be the illegitimate child of a high-ranking CCP official, registered under the couple's names as a cover? Let's move on to another clue. Another stand-in girl appears. In the case of Yang Lanlan, analysts have switched to full investigative mode in search of the truth. According to commentator Li Muyang, the young woman who appeared the second time was noticeably different from the one seen leaving the police station the first time. During her second appearance, the woman was wearing a black Chanel outfit, reportedly a haute couture piece worth 140,000 RMB. Haute couture means the garment is custom-made to fit one's exact body measurements. Yet, in the photos, despite the staggering price tag, the outfit was clearly ill-fitting. The shoulders were obviously too wide and the sleeves too long. Moreover, while similar Chanel designs found online have no belt, this woman had deliberately added one. According to Li, when clothes are too loose, people often wear a belt to make them appear more fitted, suggesting that the outfit might not actually belong to her, nor was it tailored for her. Looking at body shape, there also seems to be a difference between the two appearances. In the second sighting, the masked woman had a petite frame, whereas the woman from the first appearance had a visibly broader face, perhaps even by a noticeable margin. On closer examination, even their postures were different. Li Muyang posed the question, could this have been a stand-in? A background so powerful it touches national security? Logically speaking, Yang Lanlan is neither the daughter of a wealthy business family nor of farmers. If she came from an ultra-rich family, her identity could never have been kept this tightly under wraps. It would have been exposed long ago. She's also not the child of an ordinary corrupt official. In China, corrupt officials caught with billions in assets are already headline material, yet compared to Yang Lanlan, they're small fish. The wealth and influence behind her go far beyond that of any tycoon or corrupt bureaucrat. Even Bo Xilai, at the height of his power, couldn't hide the scandals caused by his playboy son, Bo Guagua. Recently, independent media outlets have noticed a startling coincidence. Yang Lanlan's car accident happened on July 27. On August 5, the CCP suddenly lifted a 15-year ban on Australian Apple imports. Who could persuade Beijing to scrap a trade ban in just days? Then, only 3 days later, on August 8, the CCP extended a $2 billion loan to Australia's mining sector, an industry Beijing has historically clashed with for years. Such a move was like manna from heaven. Could a vice-ministerial CCP official authorize that? Unlikely. Commentator Li Muyang believes Yang Lanlan's drunk driving accident was a personal matter, but the CCP turned it into a state-level issue, using massive trade concessions and a huge loan to ensure Australia stayed silent and did not reveal her identity. Du Wen, a former legal insider familiar with UK, US, and Australian law, said Australia's deliberate concealment of her identity is highly unusual, going against common law practice, judicial norms, and even Australia's constitution. Du suggests the court likely acted under a special national order barring any disclosure. Such secrecy is normally reserved for cases involving minors, sex crimes, national security, key witness protection, major classified matters, or sensitive health and domestic violence issues. In this context, the Yang Lanlan case could only be tied to national security. In other words, the Australian court is implicitly telling the world that the case concerns Australia's national security, confirming that Yang Lanlan's identity is extraordinarily sensitive. Adding to the mystery, she walked free from the police station without paying a cent in bail. In the CCP's political circles, how many people could get Australia to release a drunk driver who caused serious injury and refused a breath test? Whose daughter could be that untouchable? Du Wen is blunt. Other than Xi Jinping, no one has that power. Some have asked, if she already had a mansion, luxury cars, and bodyguards, why drive herself? Du Wen suspects this could be part of a high-stakes political struggle in Zhongnanhai, some trying to expose her, others covering up, still others using the scandal to strike at Xi. Inside information is even more explosive. Her Rolls-Royce and Sydney waterfront mansion are registered under a Panama shell company and a trust. The car is in the name of Venture Global. The mansion in Sydney's most exclusive Vaucluse neighborhood is owned on paper by a trust. No name, no direct ownership, textbook asset concealment. Could an ordinary person go to such lengths to hide their identity and wealth? You already know the answer. Pay social insurance, save Lanlan. Given Yang Lanlan's lavish lifestyle and mysterious background, a mocking phrase has gone viral among Chinese netizens. Pay social insurance to save Lanlan. Just 6 words, yet they capture the public's deep resentment toward the authorities. The CCP's new social insurance policy, set to take effect on September 1st, will require all businesses, including those in the food and beverage industry, to pay pension, medical, unemployment, work injury, and maternity insurance for their employees. The policy also stipulates that any agreement to waive or voluntarily opt out of social insurance will be invalid. For restaurants and small eateries, this is a crushing blow, leaving them with virtually no way to survive. Many people outside China might not realize it, but in reality, countless food businesses in the country skip paying social insurance altogether. An unspoken understanding between employers and workers. For small vendors such as street stalls, business is already a struggle. After paying rent, ingredient costs, and wages, profit margins are razor thin. Adding mandatory social insurance contributions could push them over the edge. The backlash was immediate. Tens of thousands of citizens flooded the State Council's website, demanding the policy be scrapped. People are increasingly realizing that so-called social insurance is just another form of taxation. Why are the CCP's elite families so wealthy enough to rival nations? One sarcastic netizen joked that Yang Lanlan's parents are farmers, with 9.6 million square kilometers of farmland, growing lettuce and raising 1.4 billion cattle and horses. Many Chinese now see themselves as livestock in the eyes of the regime. Another netizen wrote, "Thank you to the Australian journalists for tirelessly pursuing this story. We hope you keep digging until the truth comes out. We are grateful to you. Indeed, every hidden truth must be brought to light." So, what do you think of Yang Lanlan's true background? Leave your comments below. Thank you, and see you next time.